Hey, what's going on, guys? Manglestad here, bringing you another Remnant 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about a build that I like to put together called the Die Hard Destroyer. Now, the Die Hard Destroyer combines two classes together, which I think go really well together, and that is the Challenger and the Invader. Now, with the Challenger and Invader put together as one class, you have this perfect balance between offense and defense. Now, the Juggernaut skill will grant you 3 stacks of Bulwark, increased movement speed, increased melee speed, and reduced stamina costs. Now, with the Challenger's base perks, you get the Die Hard, so we're using that as a prime. We have Close Quarters, grants an extra 35% increase to all damage. And then we have Intimidating Pressure, activating the Challenger skill within 15 meters. Enemies deal 10% less damage for 15 seconds. And then when we use a relic within 10 meters of an enemy, it grants us 2 more stacks of Bulwark, and that lasts up for 10 seconds. So combining the Challenger and combining the Invader, we have Bulwark stacks when we need it, and we have increased damage where it counts, and that's up close and personal, and that's why another reason why I opted for the Bulldog. Now, the things that we're focused on here for the Invader is Shark. Sprinting increases melee damage. Loophole, allies and ranged melee damage gets enemies distracted by Invader's decoy, increases base life damage as lifesteal. And then we have Override, which after using a relic, the threat that we generate is decreased by 25%. Now we're using the Mark II Leto set with the Shielded Heart and the AS-10 Bulldog. We are combining this with the Dusty Knuckles. Now you can use a different shotgun. I opted for the AS Bulldog, the Force Scatter Gun, the Coach Gun. Those are both good guns. You can use the new shotgun that came out with the Ritualist. That's also good. But the Knuckle Dusters is key to this build, as the Knuckle Dusters boost unarmed damage. So the Knuckle Dusters is a obviously a melee, but it does unarmed damage. Now, the Tech 22 is good for close and long ranges, and I like using it with the Ring of Spears. Now, the Ring of Spears calls for 7 Phantom Spears that circle around the world for 25 seconds. Now, they deal a bit of damage, and you can throw them out by popping them out again, but that's irrelevant here. We just want the Ring of Death around us. Now, when it comes to the hit registration of the Ring of Death, when you're utilizing the spheres, they're a little bit wonky. As you can see, anything in between you and those spears get all cut up. But when you're trying to hit 2 enemies at the same time that looks like they're within range, you kind of gotta just wedge in there. You're just push yourself in between and just, you know, let those blades spread. And you can throw them out by retapping it again. Now, we are utilizing this with the Dull Steel Ring. We are utilizing the Generating Band, the Rerouting Cable, and the Tarnished Ring, along with the Difference Engine. Now, all this kind of builds into a shield build, and throughout the video I ended up having 8 extra trait points left, but you can see I got the Strong Back, Untouchable, Triage, Fortify, Regrowth, the Bark Skin, the Siphoner, the Handling, and the Endurance. So the extra trait points I ended up putting into like Arcane Strike, which was a big mistake, so don't put it into Arcane Strike because it doesn't give you your mod energy back like the way that I wanted it to. So whatever you want to put that into, Ammo Reserve, Swiftness, you can go ahead and put those in there. So here's the gameplay on Apocalypse mode of this build, utilizing my guns, utilizing my melee, and with utilizing all the tools in my tool set, you can see that we have an interesting yet fun play style with getting the AS Bulldog in there, using the Tech 22 when we need to, and utilizing the spears. Now, I don't use the spears as much as I want to in here, as the Arcane Strike didn't work out like I had planned. I planned to get in there and do a whole bunch of melees and try to get the spears back circling around me. And of course, I get a displacer for my example here. Now, this could have been one of the best enemies to fight for the display of this build, or it could have been the worst one, because this enemy just keeps pulling me in close. But good thing I got that Dull Steel Ring in there just to mitigate that frustration with him keep pulling me in, because you got to dodge, and when you end up dodging with a heavier build, it just gets a little bit weird. But the Dull Steel Ring is in there for that effect, because when I did come across those enemies that I couldn't really dodge effectively against, I needed to drop that weight class down just a little bit more. Now, utilize your Relic Hearts when you can utilize your Relic Hearts, and you put that shield on you, because the Difference Engine, while the shield is active, you gain an extra 20% damage and 1.5% of base damage dealt as lifesteal. The Tarnished Ring giving you that extra damage there, activating your skills whenever you can. So if you feel like your life's in danger, you're going to want to activate the Invader skills, and if you're feeling confident, then you go ahead and activate the Challenger skill. Now, when everything's hitting on all cylinders, you're going to be having the spears surround you and be doing that damage. Ranged enemies, you can throw out the spears again using the Tech 22, using the Bulldog within close range. I would actually take off these chains of blood that I had on the AS Bulldog and put on something like Song of 8th Year in order for more damage resist while I'm up close and personal, actually causing a area of effect high and low. So the epicenter where I'm at becomes more of a battleground, more of that Thunderdome feel, which I want, right? Anybody who enters this area is getting messed up, and that's what I want to go for here in the build, right? So trial and error. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and you do subscribe to the channel. One-man team over here putting out videos for Remnant for you guys. The Die Hard Destroyer build. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.